What's up? I'm Big Bob. What's up, Big Bob? This is my first out-of-office experience for delivering What's Up, Big Bob. Today I'm in Tampa, Florida with a very VIP guest, Mr. Kevin Harrington of the original Shark Tank. But before we start our interview, a special shout out to Brenda Ringwood, who's the executive producer and the founder of Becoming the Best You Foundation, which we serve diligently and with honor. Kevin.
Awesome. Hey, great to be here.
Oh man,
Thank you.
this is thrilling. I
Just
just
one of those too.
came to one of your events
Yes.
and I was blown away with how much you're doing to help entrepreneurs be successful. So, I don't, we got only a short time. By the way, normally we do 60-minute interviews. Kevin says he only has 20-25 minutes before he has to take a nap. So,
It's been a long day.
Right, it's been a long day. So we gotta rush through this. So I bypass your history. Then go online, read about your history. Okay.
Yeah.
What got you to this big venture,
Big brand ventures.
big
So,
brand ventures?
you know, I say that I spent the first third of my life just getting through that third, and then the second third was finding opportunities. And I was the As Seen on TV guy, as you talked about, and AsSeenOnTV.com. We did
Huge.
1,000 infomercials, billions of dollars in sales. Worked with awesome celebrities: Tony Little, George Foreman, Billy Mays, Jack LaLanne, the Kardashian family, the Jenners, you name it.
Time out.
Sorry.
This man invented an industry. I don't know if you know how unusual that is. He invented an industry and then capitalized on it and made money doing it and made himself successful and self-made. So, by the way, success begets success.
Yeah.
And success begets confidence.
Absolutely.
And that's probably how you went from your humble beginnings, which were very humble,
Right.
to being the man you are today, because you built success upon success upon successes and made money more times than not as you move forward.
You know, I'm one of 6 kids, Cincinnati, Ohio. My dad was in the bar business, and I started at a young age, bar backing and doing all, washing the dishes, you name it. I was there. But my father was my first mentor, and he says, Kevin, you need to own your own business. And so he was an entrepreneur. He owned multiple bars and restaurants, and the one thing I learned, I don't want to be in the bar and restaurant business. Okay.
So now you got this business. You got 2 of your sons.
Two of my boys are in the business. Yes.
You got this superstar. What's his name? Brandon.
Brandon T. Adams is an awesome entrepreneur himself.
So
Yes.
you're surrounded by a bunch of young kids who have this high energy level that you're just harnessed and you're snapping the whip and making them go.
You know, this is the thing. Entrepreneurship, in the old days, I knocked on doors. That was customer acquisition.
Right.
Okay. Today, that's a tougher way to go. Today, you can send little digital ads out on Facebook and Instagram and the social media networks for pennies, and you're getting leads and you're building a business. So it's become a more sophisticated way to launch businesses. But what happened for me, just like you did, Big Bob, you sold your franchising business,
Right,
and built it to 100+ locations. Well, I built my business. We did billions of dollars in sales. We had a New York Stock Exchange public company. We had a NASDAQ public company, and had a lot of fun doing it. But I said, you know what? I sold it all to be able to focus on what I do now, and that is helping entrepreneurs grow and scale their business. And that's what Big Brand Ventures does.
So if you talk to, you'll be talking to you and your team, we'll talk to thousands a year.
Yes,
And you'll interview or interact with hundreds a year.
yes.
And out of the hundreds, I think I heard someplace that you probably will sign and work with maybe half of the people that you make face-to-face visits with. And the success rate is so far very impressive.
Thank you.
Is there a pattern in where they need help? What's,
Yes.
when they come to you, what's the number one
So
problem?
the number one problem that I see with entrepreneurs, first, it's scaling and getting more customers. And I say customer acquisition.
Wait,
right?
what was your, how did you make all your money?
Customer acquisition. Yeah, okay.
Wait a second,
Yeah.
there might be a reason you're successful at this thing, because that's your expertise.
I mean, when we were in the infomercial business, doing as seen on TV, we would run on 25 stations, and then, oh wait, it's working on 25, let's take it to 100, let's take it to 500, let's take it to 1,000, and all of a sudden, yeah, there's 1,200 TV stations, 150 cable networks, but guess what? That's just the United States. So then I said, let's go to England and Germany and Holland and France and the Middle East. We launched hundreds of infomercials all across the Arabic countries in the Middle East way back in the 90s.
Your son, Brian,
My son,
he was on the on-air talent?
Brian, my son, he's a graduate of Penn State, got his degree in honors, did very well, studied finance and business, and so he joined my company as he got out of college shortly thereafter, and been with me in the ventures for 15 plus years now.
But wasn't he the on-air talent for a lot of the infomercials you were running?
Oh, yeah, so we call Brian a child infomercial star, because he would get a 12-second appearance in the cooking show or the fitness show, and Brian, that's me right there. You know, didn't say a lot of words, but no, he grew up around it. Because we shot infomercials in my kitchen, in my gym, in my living room, and in studios all around the world. But had a lot of fun doing all that.
I used my oldest son, Joseph, since the time he was 6 months old, to do TV commercials. And Joe, at the time, was such an angelic child, and his younger brother was a little bit more antsy, a little bit more of a panache personality.
Yeah.
And he says, Daddy, I want to be in a TV commercial too. I said, okay, he's 4.5 years old. I said, when your brother talks, you just nod your head.
Right.
Otherwise, just sit there.
Yeah.
Don't say a word, right? The cameras are running, but when your brother talks, you nod,
Nod.
right? So I got a TV commercial with my two sons together where Joe's talking and Mike's going.
Every time he talked.
Right? The cutest thing in the world. He's not even said as fast as he can.
He's following your directions. I mean,
Right.
at 4, he was right on it. You know?
It's,
That's funny.
I could have coached him to do it better, but I loved
You know, my son's 36 years old now, but I think when I look back at some of the segments, he was in his like 11 or 12 or something, you know? So it's fun. But he grew up around entrepreneurship, and
Right.
so
did you.
And so did I. My father was an awesome coach and mentor to me.
So-
And I believe, by the way, that's what people are missing in this world,
Yes.
is the right coaches and talent and mentors.
Wait a second. That is what you're bringing to the table.
That's what Big Brand Ventures is doing
It's
for
not
entrepreneurs.
It's not you're telling them, you're coaching them.
Right? What
Where
we've
you can
done.
hold them accountable. If they sign up and they're in your program, you hold them accountable for success.
Yeah, and Big Bob, you know, because you're now part of our team.
I'm a partner.
You're a partner.
Yeah.
You're a partner,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
Oh, we got it, okay. So you actually,
Cut that part out.
Yeah.
Make it a lot smoother. That was very embarrassing.
there's nothing embarrassing
No,
about what we do.
we don't have the technology to cut this.
So forget about edits, right? It's all gonna
Right.
last. But no, I found that as we started seeing entrepreneurs launch their business, they were making small, simple mistakes. I could give them the one name and it would correct a problem that would catapult their business. And I said, I need to do this not just for one, hundreds, thousands, who knows how many we're gonna reach, but I need a team of experts like Big Bob to join me in this effort, and you have, thank you.
The president of Big Brands is a Harvard professor.
Yes,
Look at the talent. I mean, it's layered upon layered of layered successful people who are working in the wake of your leadership
Yes.
to make this thing work.
yes,
You should be very, very proud because you could have sat back on the beach with your beautiful wife and traveled and you want to give back. You
Yeah.
want to make a difference and you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm just thrilled to death to be on the black end with your team.
Hey, by the way, I still get a chance to get on that beach every now and then with my beautiful wife, but but not
Show me pictures.
not all the time.
Show me pictures.
But I'm at the point in my life where I've had public companies and success and exits, and we built a company to over $10 billion from almost scratch.
Really?
So yes, and that's what excites me. But there's people out there that are sitting on billion-dollar businesses, and that's why they're coming to us now, because they haven't gotten there, but they know we know how to do it.
There just seems to be dozens of companies that are springing up that are doing something similar to what we're doing. Want to coach, want to mastermind, want to sign you up. What is our differentiation?
The differentiation is a lot of folks in that arena, they're good teachers, and teaching is important, but I've lived the life.
I mean, those who can't do teach.
And
I always heard that. Those who can't do teach.
The bottom line,
we've done it.
We've done it.
We've done it.
1,000 startups that I've been involved with, and guess what? They didn't all work. And you learn more sometimes from your failures than you do the successes. So I've failed quite a bit over the years, but
you always failed forward.
Failed forward. And I say fail fast, fail cheap. Don't, in the old days, we would invest huge money in something and fail. And I'm like, how do we do this better? Oh, test before we invest, okay? And fail fast and fail cheap. And these are the techniques and the principles that we bring to the entrepreneurs that come to us for help.
Do you accept everybody who comes to you?
We can't, no, because many people are just gonna be a drag on our time. They're not far enough along.
What is the prerequisite for who you're interested in as clients?
We really like to see someone that, yes, over the years I've helped people with ideas, napkin ideas.
Right.
If you have a product, we still talk to people with napkin ideas,
Right.
but if you've got a business, we want to see some sales. We want to see some levels of trying hard to make it work, right?
History.
And history, because it takes so long to get from idea stage to actually execution. We'd like to get in at that early execution stage and then change the way they execute. Maybe they need to raise money. We're going to show them how. I mean, we've raised over $1 billion for the various companies that we're involved with.
So, acquiring customers,
Yes,
acquiring money.
acquiring customers, acquiring money,
What are some of the other major problems they have?
distribution. You need to have distribution, and you need to have also, just in general, in the old days, I was ready, fire, aim.
Me too.
And-
I got that up on a poster.
Right, so we have people that come to us that said, we launched, ready, fire, aim.
Right.
We're gonna bring them back and say, look, we need the right kind of business planning, we need the right kind of techniques,
Strategical thought
strategical thoughts.
that have a practiced history
Yes,
of success.
exactly.
Because just because you sit at your kitchen table and say, where do I want to go 3 years from now?
Right,
You have no education, no experience of how to project 3 years based on a business plan
right,
that you never got educated on. You're just in the pit every day. You can't see the forest for the trees. Your nose is always on the grindstone, so all you see is the grindstone. We have the luxury of walking that path more than once,
yeah,
that we can see what a 3-year projection looks like and how to take your projection from here to there
right,
by just making a couple of tweaks in your business plan and giving you a better purpose.
exactly. I mean, it's no secret, you couldn't get to 100 locations unless you knew what the heck you were doing, and your first 20 were working, right? So you learned a lot. Me, I launched over 1,000 businesses.
So I don't think there's very many people in the history of the world who have launched 1,000 businesses. I mean, that statement it rolls off your tongue, and you said it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've launched 1,000 businesses. I launched 1,000 businesses. That's amazing. I mean, to sit down and have a plan 1,000 times over
Yes,
to try to implement that plan, the successes, the failures,
Mhm.
the in-betweens, and the lessons you've learned from 1,000 lances.
yes,
And you're talking to somebody who's launching their business for the first time.
right.
How much more knowledge do you have in your little pinky than they've accumulated in their
You
lifetime?
know, what it is, Big Bob, is we've seen it all, okay?
Almost.
I mean, you almost, something happens, we say, yep, 12 guys that we've dealt with over the years,
Right.
we had that problem, but
Right.
this is what we did to fix it.
Right.
Because when you said, you were impressed with, the direction I could take with somebody as they were talking about their business and the opportunity. My mind is focusing on, where have I seen this before? How did we correct this in the past? And that's gonna work for you now.
Your value to an entrepreneur is not money. Your value is not even necessarily your team of doers. Your value is the history of 1,000 launches, of thousands of different business plans,
Yeah.
of thousands of different interviews with different people about how to be successful in business.
Yeah,
Your experiences, your wealth of experiences is invaluable compared to everything else. Now, you happen to have a superstar team that implement,
that's important.
but the implementation is everything. Execution is everything,
Right,
right?
And-
Direction's not nearly as important as execution,
exactly.
right? If you execute a terrible plan but you're successful, you'll be successful.
Exactly.
If you take the greatest plan in the world but can't execute, you'll fail.
Right.
So it's all in the execution, and the team is spectacular.
Yes, thank you.
But without your direction and your inspiration and your history and your wisdom and experiences, this is what you bring to the world.
Exactly.
You're Kevin Harrington, right? You are a stud,
Well, I appreciate that.
and you're still young and good looking.
I'm old, and I don't know about the good looking part, but I love meeting entrepreneurs. And when you and I first met, it was instant love at first sight, right?
It was for me.
Because we've been, I mean, you probably have had a few people rip you off over the years, and you're like, how can I prevent that from happening, right? I mean, in the early days of business, we made so many mistakes, and we learned from those
Right.
mistakes. We put that into the plans, but not only that, because, I have a marketing, sales kind of background and good at creating, selling messages and digital type things. Whereas we've got, you mentioned Harvard professor, one president of our company, right? Well, he's learned things that are very important on the finance and the operations and all of the technical sides of operating a business,
I
right?
listened to you for 15 minutes yesterday, and I learned something. And I've been doing it longer, more years than you
Yes,
have.
you have.
But you're the master, and I am just thrilled to death to be on the stagecoach with you guys, on the wagon, and having you and your team pull us forward.
Yeah, but we're gonna be doing a lot of things together. Today, you're here in Tampa, my home area, but we're gonna be in Kansas City hanging out with Big Bob and the Shark, right?
Brother,
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
thank you very
All right.
much. I love you. Give me a hug.
Okay, yes, sir.